When I am done speaking, I want my audience to be able to have a full understanding of all of what all parents deserve, which is good information untainted by conflict of interest on the safety of vaccines. But those who choose to vaccinate, weighing the known weighing the known benefits and low risk, safeguarding their children's health. The people who do not get their children vaccinated could kill their children. Um, diseases, because diseases that once was eradicated or now coming back because people are not vaccinating their children, or in some cases themselves. And we live, because now we live in an increasingly global world with an increased risk of um, with an increased risk around every corner. The corners around every corner that we don't, the risks that are we don't see. For example, travelers entering in New York create an even greater risk of exposure. Such, for example, from mumps to measles, which is now we have a preventable vaccine for that, and also another upcoming known disease which is preventable is pertussis. Just recently, I read where a 38-year-old, or sorry, excuse me, 38-day-old infant had passed away from pertussis. If I remember right, I believe that that infant had not had been vaccinated for this disease. Um, and of course, like I said, measles, which remind you, all of these, among other diseases, now are preventable. Um, Diseases such as these, once thought to be eradicated at one point in time, are coming back because people are not again vaccinating as we once were. If you think, as a parent myself, um, if you think that if you think tears from a needle are hard to watch, imagine uh, imagine the suffering your child will experience, or the parent's family would experience, if he or she contract had would contract a serious disease that is caught that could have been prevented from vaccinations. Um, Vaccinations help protect our children from contracting preventable diseases. They protect our children's health. Vaccinating our children protect not only our children, but protect other children also. I, I say this because if our children are vaccinated, then we would not contract that disease to someone else. A single exposure to an outbreak could lead to many complications of an unvaccinated person, serious complications. Many diseases have begun to emerge among children around the world. An unvaccinated child faces lifelong difficulties that could potentially put him or her at risk. Um, the some parents think that vaccinations are causes for the long term or lifelong difficulties. I know there for a while, some people thought that certain vaccinations caused autism. There's an actress, honestly, I'm sorry, I apologize, I cannot think of her name. She had recently found out that her child had not created autism from vaccinations. Um, when you go to the doctors always ask if your child's vaccinations are current or up to date. And the reason why they ask about children's vaccinations being up to date or current is because um, unvaccinated children can require treatment that would be out of the ordinary, um, with no skills, I guess you would say, to be able to understand how to treat a child. Women, um, being pregnant myself, women are at a greater risk of contracted diseases because what pregnant women carry, what we do goes, what we eat goes directly to the unborn baby, um, which can complicate the pregnancy. For example, one who contracts rubella in the first trimester may have a baby with CRS. CRS is a congenital rubella syndrome. CRS, which is again the congenital rubella syndrome, can cause um, heart defects, developmental delays and defects, or deafness. Sorry, excuse me, deafness, and so social implications of not getting vaccinated. Um, there are social implications of not vaccinating your child, from exclusion to even being quarantined. If a sick child is exposed to a disease, your child may need to be isolated from others, including family. So my question is to one, and a lot of people wonder or ask themselves the same question is, my child is healthy, so if my child is healthy, why give them vaccinations? And again, like I had said before, vaccines protect not only our children, but our community. They can protect, they protect our community, our children, our community, and also for the future as well. Vaccinating our children, we're also helping, if you think about it, we're also helping to protect future generations. Why, you wonder? Um, widespread widespread vaccine protection has resulted in some diseases becoming wiped out. Wiped out mean when I say wiped out, I'm saying that um, becoming controllable. But um, in the end, we should all help provide a healthier future by vaccinating our children. Don't let your child be a, become a statistic. Make sure they get all the recommended vaccinations, so that your child will, your child will be healthy. Your child can grow up, go to school amongst other children, and you can have some assurance knowing that you're sending your child, I guess, like out the door to school, summer camp, and you know that you can know that while they're gone, your child, you have safeguarded your child. Vaccinations are very, very important. You if you wonder, like I said, your children are healthy, why get them vaccinated? And you research. There's a lot of research out there. You can research the pros and cons. You can research people's opinions. You can research um, people's thoughts, and as I said before, weigh. This is where weighing the facts come into play. So it's just me as a parent. I think it's very, very important that our children are vaccinated, and knowing that our children are safeguarded. We can't safeguard our children all the time, but there are some steps that we can do to prevent difficulties or even deadly diseases complicating your family. So if you are uncomfortable with the vaccinations, do research. But as a parent myself, I would prefer vaccinations.